There are 7 versions of the best-selling vehicle in America. 2 of them look almost identical from the outside, but one costs $40,000 and the other costs almost $90,000. And no, it's not the paint job, it's not the wheels. It's a hidden hierarchy of engine, materials, and tech that most people never actually understand before they walk into a dealership and get talked into the wrong one. So today, we're breaking down every single trim level of the Ford F-150, from the truck built to survive a construction site, to the one built to survive a family road trip in total silence, to the one built to survive, honestly, anything. Sand dunes, desert whoop, your neighbor's ego. All of it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which F-150 is actually worth your money and which one is just marketing dressed up in chrome. Before we dive in, if you're into breaking down trucks, trims, and what your money actually buys you, hit subscribe. We do this every week, and trust me, you don't want to be the person at the dealership who didn't know the difference between a King Ranch and a Platinum. Let's get into it. Level 1. The XL, the workhorse at the bottom of the mountain. We've got the XL. And I want to be clear, bottom doesn't mean bad. The XL is the truck contractors buy by the fleet. It's the one you see lined up outside a construction site at 6 a.m. with ladders strapped to the bed rack and a thermos of gas station coffee in the cup holder. Here's the thing people don't expect. Even this base trim isn't some stripped-down relic anymore. It comes standard with a 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6, a 12-inch touchscreen, and built-in Wi-Fi. A decade ago, the base trim of a truck meant crank windows and an AM radio. Today, the cheap F-150 has more onboard technology than a luxury sedan from 2015. But make no mistake, this truck is built for one purpose: work. Vinyl or basic cloth seating, minimal sound deadening, no leather, no heated seats, no massaging lumbar support. This is a tool, not a lounge. If you're a small business owner, a fleet manager, or someone who just wants to move materials and doesn't care about heated cup holders, the XL is engineered specifically for you. The mindset here is simple: durability over comfort, function over flash. And honestly, there's something respectable about that. Not everyone needs a truck that pampers them. Some people just need something that starts every single morning and hauls whatever they throw in the back. Level 2. The XLT, the sweet spot. Now we climb one rung. And this is where things get interesting, because the XL is the trim Ford sells more of than almost anything else. Why? Because it's the sweet spot between work truck and daily driver. The L takes everything the XL does and adds a layer of polish: chrome bumpers, upgraded cloth or available leather-trimmed seats, additional safety tech, and on certain configurations, you can even option in the hybrid power boost powertrain, meaning your work truck can suddenly sip fuel like a much smaller vehicle while still hauling like a giant. This is the trim for the person who splits their life between job site and family life. Maybe you're hauling lumber Monday through Friday, but Saturday you're taking the kids to soccer practice and don't want to feel like you're driving a forklift. The XLT bridges that gap. It's not flashy, it's not going to turn heads in a parking lot, but it might be the most rational purchase in the entire lineup, the truck equivalent of buying the mid-size popcorn instead of the tiny one or the bucket that could feed a family of 12. Level 3. The Lariat, where luxury starts creeping and now we cross a threshold. The Lariat is where the F-150 stops pretending to just be a tool and starts becoming an experience. Step inside a Lariat and the vibe shifts immediately. Leather seating, heated and ventilated front seat, dual zone automatic climate control, larger available wheel. This is the trim where Ford starts saying, okay, you work hard, but you also deserve to be comfortable while you do it. Engine-wise, you're still looking at the EcoBoost V6 as standard, but you can step up to a 5.0-liter V8 if you want that classic rumbling truck sound, the kind that makes heads turn at a gas station. Or you can go hybrid again with the Power Boost, letting you run power tools straight off the truck's battery on a job site without needing a generator. This is also where available technology like Blue Cruise Ford's hands-free highway driving system starts to show up. Suddenly, your truck isn't just hauling drywall, it's driving itself down the interstate while you sip your coffee. The Lariat is for the person who's outgrown just a truck. They want capability, sure, but they also want their truck to feel like a reward. Level 4. The Tremor, the trail specialist. Here's where the lineup splits into two philosophies: luxury and adventure. The Tremor represents adventure. This trim takes the F-150 platform and re-engineers it for dirt, mud, rocks, and everything in between. off-road tuned suspension, increased ground clearance, selectable drive modes that adjust throttle response, traction control, and braking based on the terrain you're crawling over, skid plates to protect the underbody from rocks you probably shouldn't be driving over but will anyway, because that's the whole point of owning this thing. The Tremor isn't about looking rugged. It's about actually being capable when the pavement ends and the trail begins. Think weekend warriors, hunters, overlanders, people with a boat and a mountain cabin, and zero patience for a truck that gets stuck in mud on the way there. It occupies a unique lane more capable off-road than the luxury trim, but more livable day-to-day than the extreme performance trim we're about to get to. It's the I actually use my truck for what trucks were made for option. Level 5. The King Ranch Western Luxury. Now we're deep into premium territory. And the King Ranch is where Ford leans hard into a specific identity, rustic, Western-inspired luxury. Named after the actual King Ranch in Texas, one of the largest ranches in the world, this trim wraps the interior in rich, saddle-style leather with distinctive stitching, unique badging, and design cues that scream I could rope a calf if I needed to. But I'd rather do it in leather seats with a heated steering wheel. Functionally, it shares a lot of DNA with the Lariat and Platinum. You get the same engine choices, similar tech packages, similar comfort features. But the King Ranch carves out its own emotional lane. It's not about being the most powerful or the most luxurious on paper. It's about a specific aesthetic and heritage that resonates deeply with a certain buyer, often someone who either works in agriculture, ranching, or simply loves that rugged yet refined Americana look. Think of it as the F-150 equivalent of a tailored cowboy boot. Function, sure, but the styling is doing just as much work as the engineering. Level 6. The Platinum. The Penthouse Suite. If the King Ranch is Western luxury, the Platinum is corporate luxury. This is the trim for someone who wants their truck to feel like the inside of a first-class cabin. Two-tone leather, unique satin exterior trim, the most premium interior finishes available on the truck, heated and ventilated seats front and rear on certain configurations, massive available touchscreens. Every driver assist feature Ford offers, standard or available. Twin-panel moonroof for that open, airy cabin feel. The Platinum is where you stop thinking about towing capacity and start thinking about whether the ambient lighting matches the mood you're going for. It's a truck for someone who needs the capability of an F-150. Maybe they tow a boat. Maybe they've got a trailer for weekend trips but refuses to sacrifice comfort to get it. This is, for most practical buyers, the ceiling of luxury in the lineup. It's not the most powerful. It's not the most extreme. But dollar for dollar in comfort and refinement. It's about as close to a luxury SUV as a pickup truck gets. Level 7. The Raptor, the apex predator, and now the trim that exists purely because someone at Ford asked, what if we just went completely insane? The Raptor isn't really competing with the other 6 trims, it's competing with desert racing trucks. We're talking a high-output EcoBoost V6, and on certain builds, a supercharged V8 pushing over 700 horsepower. Folks racing dual valve shocks designed to absorb bone-jarring impacts at high speed over rough terrain. Best-in-class ground clearance. A modular front bumper built to take abuse without needing a full replacement every time you clip something at speed. This truck isn't built to haul lumber comfortably or impress your in-laws with leather stitching. It's built to launch off a desert dune at 60 miles per hour and land like it's nothing. Selectable drive modes let you tune the truck's entire personality, from calm commuter to unhinged off-road missile at the press of a button. The Raptor is the trim that exists to answer one question. What if a truck didn't have to choose between being a pickup and being a performance vehicle? It says, why not both? It's the least practical trim in the lineup for a normal life and the most thrilling one if your life includes literally anything involving open terrain and a need for speed. Recap: so there you have it, the 7 levels of the Ford F-150, from the no-nonsense XL built purely to work, all the way up to the Raptor, a truck that treats desert racing like a Tuesday commute. In between, you've got the everyday value of the XLT, the creeping luxury of the Lariat, the trail-ready Tremor, the Western-inspired King Ranch, and the first-class comfort of the Platinum. Every single one of these trims exists because Ford knows their buyers aren't one type of person. Some people need a tool. Some people need a status symbol. Some people just want to go fast in the dirt on a Saturday. And somehow, one nameplate manages to cover all of it. Question for the comments now. I want to hear from you. If you had to pick one of these 7 trims to drive for the rest of your life, which one would it be? Option A, the Lariat Comfort Tech and just enough power to feel good about it. Option B, the Tremor, because pavement is optional and adventure isn't. Option C, the Raptor, because why drive a truck if you're not going to send it? Drop your answer in the comments A, B, or C and let us know why. And if this breakdown helped you actually understand what you're paying for next time you're at the dealership, make sure you're subscribed, because we've got a lot more of these coming.